When your immune cells leave the bone marrow, they go to the thymus, and in the thymus is where they become T cells. They're not exactly T cells when they leave the bone marrow, at least not what we think of as T cells. They have to go to the thymus and get educated, and they graduate, and then they become, T cells. Back in the days, there was a much simpler way of describing what a virus is, right? Today, the language has changed over the last maybe four decades, 5 decades, where you had a very simple definition, like foreign genetic material was considered to be a virus. Well, that definition has changed because foreign genetic material is everywhere, right? So you have foreign genetic material in your food. You have foreign genetic material like so many different places that, so this is one of the reasons why, especially if you consume meat, it's good to fast, or at least go all vegetables when you're dealing with any kind of infection.
Mm.
Yeah, because it takes a load off. Your body has to constantly distinguish foreign genetic material from yours.
Mm. Mm.
Your body has a HLA system, and so it's constantly just kind of routing stuff like, oh, that's us. This is don't attack this, and like that's a part of the process when your
That could lead
immune
to
cells.
autoimmune disease.
That's what I was about to say. That's a part of the process when your immune cells leave the bone marrow. They go to the thymus, and in the thymus is where they become T cells. They're not exactly T cells when they leave the bone marrow, at least not what we think of as T cells. They have to go to the thymus and get educated, and they graduate, and then they become, T cells. There's a whole process for how your body distinguishes between foreign material and your material. So if you have an infection, that means typically, you've got something in there going on. And just to make it easier for your body to say, okay, wait a minute, get them. They should not be here. For me, it's always worked to go on some sort of temporary fast or at least cut out the foreign genetic material.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But with the bioengineered food, what makes it so interesting is um, they use recombinant DNA. And recombinant DNA is exactly what it sounds like. Don't do that with your eyebrows.
Recombinant DNA.
Yeah, just go to the Google demons.
Oh, Lord have mercy. DNA that has been artificially created by combining genetic material from different sources. The purpose of creating is to manipulate and analyze genes for various applications, such as producing medications like insulin, creating genetically modified crops with improved traits, and enabling gene therapy research. The technology involves using restriction enzymes to cut and paste DNA segments into vectors like plasmids, which are then inserted into host cells for replication and expression. Where did I see this before?
A C quality science fiction movie where the aliens took over the world.
Nah, didn't this happen during COVID? Wasn't this?
No comment.
This was in the mRNA vaccine.
Oh my goodness. Where's my sunglasses?
Let me ask the demons. Is this connected to mRNA? Yes, recombinant DNA is connected to mRNA. I knew I seen this somewhere before. While recombinant DNA and mRNA technology are distinct platforms of vaccines, they are not entirely separate in practice. The process of creating mRNA vaccines, such as those for COVID-19, actually use recombinant DNA technology as an initial step. Scientists create a piece of DNA in the lab that contains a genetic sequence for the target antigen. For example, the coronavirus spike protein. This recombinant DNA plasmid is then used as a template to generate large quantities of the desired mRNA through a process called in vitro transcription using specific enzymes. The final product, however, contains only the synthesized mRNA encased in, wait, you can't do that. That doesn't make sense. If I use recombinant DNA to create mRNA, the recombinant DNA doesn't just go away. It says the final vaccine product, however, contains only the synthesized mRNA encased in a lipid nanoparticle for delivery into the body's cells, not the original recombinant DNA. They playing word games.
No comment.